Oh, Hasan Piker had a bad week last week. Like a lot of people, I watched the H3 Hasan debate, and I am not a fan of either of them, but I would argue that Hasan is a lot worse because you have the media propping him up, and this dude openly supports nasty organizations. And when you have the media trying to say that this guy is the next Joe Rogan, we have a big problem. Again, I'm just going to go over the headlines. The New York Times, a progressive mind in a body made for the manosphere. They changed that title like 4 times. It's a cringy puff piece on the man. And there's all kinds of stuff on here. There was a bunch of puff pieces that got released on him. A battle for the bros. This is about him. Somebody interviewing him for the New Yorker. Here's Vox. This is a month ago. Hasan Piker on why the boys are all right. Wing. All kinds of puff pieces have been coming out on this man. And it's going to ramp up. They've been putting the spotlight on him, and I think it's kind of dangerous. But what's not dangerous is my own book that I've put out. Definitely, you're going to want to check this out. There's a link in the description. We are almost 70% funded on the sales goal. So thank you for that. Over 2,500 copies sold. That is amazing. And we've done it in a week, which I think is wild. So thank you to everybody that checked this book out. The link is in the description. We've got great art, great action. This comic book, if I could sum it up in one word, is fun, which is what I wanted to bring back to comics. Just fun, lots of action. And this book has it. The cheapest cover is $17. You can get a second book, the supplemental book, Tales from the Battlefield, for $6. This isn't a wallet buster. I want as many people as possible to enjoy this comic. So link in the description. And check it out. Now, let's go over some of the greatest hits from that debate. Some that I really thought was funny, like this one, where we get to see the intellectual power of Hasan Piker. Check this out. This is funny.
Didn't leave because we were Zionists. We left because we were no longer safe.
Okay.
Explain to me.
I can't wait to bring up obviously on the broadcast to make you fucking look like a dumbass.
I can't wait to. And now explain what he means by that. We did not leave Iraq because we were Zionists. We left because we were no longer safe.
Iraqis are not Palestinian. You fucking moron. You racist piece of shit.
What?
Because Iraq and the pan-Arabic nationalist movements that arise out of
you are out of your mind.
Is not about Palestinians.
Okay, so what did the Jews in Iraq have to do with fucking Israel? You bigot.
Actually fucking
you are so out of your mind.
And then Iraqis,
dude, you screaming and grandstanding doesn't mean you're right.
Iraqi government's racism during the pan-Arabic nationalist movements as a vindication for why, or a comparison as to why Israel had to do the Nakba.
Do you think
you fucking racist piece of shit?
Thanks, Hassan.
Do you think Iraq? Do you think all Arabs have one fucking mind?
Why
Is that what you think?
Were the Iraqi Jews leaving Iraq in fear?
Of course there were Iraqi Jews that left Iraq in fear. I've never said that there were no
Answer
Iraqi
the question.
Jews that left
You want to call me
fear.
racist? Why were Iraqi Jews leaving to go to Israel?
Because you're a fucking moron.
That's why they left. They left because I'm a fucking moron.
That Arabs are
Hassan,
not one-minded. That there were numerous pan-Arabic nationalist
Answer the question. You're going to call me racist, but you won't answer. Why did the Iraqi Jews leave Iraq?
There were numerous
because of anti-Semitism.
The
they hated Jewish people that had nothing to do with Israel. They were forced to leave. They were chased out. They lived there for thousands of years. They had businesses. They had homes that they were forced to abandon to go to Israel because it was the only fucking place they could. Why would Iraqis hate the Jews living there if they had nothing to do with Zionists or Israel? Why?
Because settler colonialism
that has nothing to do with them, you absolute fucking dumbass. Didn't leave because
oh man, the power, the intellectual power of Hasan Piker, leader of the new leftists. So he absolutely destroyed him in that debate. it was funny to watch to me, but man, it was so one-sided. At least in my opinion, it was really one-sided. He was not ready for that. I'll never understand. I get the appeal on Ethan. I don't get the appeal on Hassan at all. This is really funny where he makes fun of him for being 40 and childless, which, I mean, is a fair point. Childless.
That weirdo. After this clip.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
And by the way, you're not going to scare us. You're not going to.
By the way, I think the reason he's lacking a little one is probably because he's into men. That's the rumor. And I'm not even trying to be mean or anything. Like, I've heard that you can find him pretty easily around like the gay hangout areas in Hollywood, like West Hollywood or something, I think. Heard that from a few people that live out there.
Say up front, we can end on that point.
Oh, I can keep going all day if you want to.
Yeah, I know. I know you go to bed tonight in a cool race car bed, but I have family.
Okay,
kids.
No, that's fine. Why are you thinking about what my bedroom looks like? It's kind of weird, man.
Yeah. No, you're right. You fucking badass fucking sports car bed. It's a meme.
Very odd.
Here it is.
As long as the
I think what he was saying went over his head. He's kind of hinting that he's winning because he has a family, which, in my opinion, is true. That is a W, especially if you're a good parent, which I haven't heard any reason to assume he's not. And, Hassan is 40 and doesn't have anything. So, it is what it is there. I just thought it was funny. Here's another one where he crashes out.
I'm not defending the Nakba.
From separate countries, he would laugh at you.
Failure
Do you not understand?
to acknowledge the trauma of both groups is the reason why you are a radical fucking propagandist liar. Both trauma needs to be acknowledged by both groups. There's two things that need to be true for this ever to be resolved peacefully.
You're right.
Palestinian self-determination and the Israelis' right to have secure borders.
Zionism
as long as you ignore that, there will always be war. Palestinians will always die, and you will continue to make money from it.
And that's what it's all about.
Operation Magic Carpet. Jews were.
It's just a grift to Hassan. I don't think he really cares about either. I think he's just grifting, which, would be fine, but he doesn't put it that way. He wants to come off as this virtuous leftist, progressive, when he's anything but. The dude sells Eat the Rich shirts, which is extremely capitalist. Doesn't he have a Porsche? The people's Porsche. That's what I like to call it. The people's Porsche. It's his, but in a way it's all of ours too. Now, what got me to talk about this stuff was this clip from Asmongold that's getting kicked around, where he calls for, well, he doesn't call for it, but he says, yeah, Amazon should probably ban Hassan. And the reason that he's talking about this is because of the fact that Hassan is probably going to bring down some kind of demonetization to Twitch. Similar to what happened to YouTube. If you remember, there were times they call it adpocalypse. There's something like that that's going to come to Twitch, especially as more of these Hassan hot takes go viral. And the argument is it in the best interest of Amazon and Twitch to get rid of him? I mean, the dude openly supports terrorists, which is, I don't think that's cool at all. But let's watch the clip.
Can you litigate against Twitch for this? Can I litigate it? No, I can't do anything about it. It's not my thing. The only thing that I can do, is nothing. And it's embarrassing. Check Hassan's stream title. He's so happy. What is it? Houthis show the limit of the Iron Dome. Oof. I'm going to be honest. I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time. I think they should ban him.
He has been very reasonable. I've watched a lot of his content on Hassan. He's been very reasonable. And he makes a point here, and I got to say, I don't think that he's off.
I do. This is expressing material support for a terrorist group that is targeting civilians and has killed people. I have been very reasonable about this for a very long period of time.
Now, if this had been anybody else, they'd be banned. But for some reason, he can say and do whatever he wants on the platform. And I'm talking about Hasan, not Asmon. Asmon actually gets held to a harder standard than most people. Hasan gets slapped on the wrists. Remember, he had a ban, quote unquote, and he was brought back within like 24 hours.
But we have crossed into the threshold of, in plain English, supporting a terrorist organization that is actively attacking civilians. This is totally unreasonable. There's no justification for this. There's no way that this is okay. It's on video. I think that if Twitch doesn't do something about it, Amazon needs to find out that this is happening. This is a crazy...
I don't think Amazon pays attention. I think they bought it and they just let that Dan Clancy guy just run it. And what a job he's done. Twitch has turned... It used to be like the #1 streaming place. And now I believe, at least from what I was reading last week, it's number 3. YouTube has become #1, followed by TikTok, then Twitch. You got some up-and-coming sites like Kick. Kick is doing pretty good. Twitch is on its way down, man. It's being ran into the ground because it's become nothing but people like Hasan, and then you got the booty streamers. It's nothing but these PG-13 smut peddling women who, you know, kind of bait people by showing their booty here and there. And let's be real, they're going after a younger audience that can't go to a place like Chatterbait. It's disgusting.
Crazy level of extremism that should not be anywhere on the platform. And again, if Twitch wants to say that they care about free speech and they're going to let them say that, that's fine. But I want to be able to do a number of other things too myself. But if we have a rule set and the rule set says you can't do this, then is it a rule set or not?
That's a fair point. It's a double standard. It's a double standard because let's be real. If Asmongold was saying the kind of shit that Hasan is saying, he'd already be banned. He'd be gone. They'd get rid of him in a second. They actually moderate him. They don't moderate Hasan at all. And if you are going to have a rule set, it should be equally enforced. Not, you know, this person gets a lot of leeway and the other doesn't. That's not how you run a platform. And you see the results in the viewership. I don't know why Asmongold stays on Twitch. I really don't. And that's his business. But I think he'd do a lot better on YouTube. YouTube is actually kind of loosened up quite a bit. I saw a couple of people like Doug Tenable got all his channels back recently. And they were going hard on him for a while. I think YouTube's actually kind of loosened up. They're nowhere near as strict as they were. You don't have to dance on eggshells as much as you used to on the platform. And you know, I don't see any reason why Asmongold wouldn't be just as successful on YouTube as he is on Twitch. Maybe he just stays over there because he wants to be stubborn and stay there. I don't know. But I don't know why anybody uses Twitch anymore. I really don't. It's time to move on. But, you know, I don't think he's wrong here. And Amazon, if the heat ever hits them, you know, I wonder what they'll do. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would please check out my comic over on Ripicen. There is a link in the description. Check it out. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.